All right, hi guys. It's 11:05 now, so let's not wait anymore. So let's get started today. All right. Hope everyone's is in. Okay, so good morning everyone. So it's me again. And to those who actually did not make it to our first HR series last week, allow me to briefly introduce myself again. So I'm Wan Ning from Work Co-working Space, and we are actually a community-centric co-working space, and we hope to help people prosper by working together under the same roof. So what we do is, apart from renting out flexible office spaces, we also provide a platform to help connecting people, especially the freelancers, startups, and SMEs in their business. So yeah, welcome back to our second HR series today, and we'll be learning about performance management. What is it and what are the benefits? So together we have here with us today is our guest speaker, Mr. Andy from Alchemy Resources. So without further ado, let me hand over the session to you, Andy. Over to you, Andy.
Okay, thank you. Thank you for the introduction and thank you for organizing this. And thank you all of you for taking the time out to join this event. Last week we talked about payroll outsourcing, and this week together with WorkQ again, we'll be talking a little bit about performance management. What is a performance management? And also what can you do and what are the benefits? Okay, so but before that, just want to share a little bit about myself. My name is Andy Low. Our company, Alchemy Resources, provide three different types of services. The first one is payroll outsourcing services. The second one is business process outsourcing services. Last one, it's consulting services. So if you do have any thing on your mind that you think that we can help you, please feel free to reach out to us. Okay. So with that, let me start off with the presentation. So today's presentation will probably take about 30 to 40 minutes. And then after that, there will be a question and answer session whereby if you have any burning questions that you think I can help you to answer, to help you to solve your performance management issues, do ask them later, or you can ask it in the chat group as well. Okay. The other thing I would like you to do right now, if you can, is to log into menti.com. Yeah, you can log into menti.com. After you log into menti.com, can we do that, guys? Let me check whether you guys have logged in. Yes, yes. Oh, some of you have already put in the information. Thank you very much. So do log into menti.com, put in the code. Yeah. So the purpose of that is to really understand what are some of your pain points, and then try to contextualize it to your personal company-wise issues, and then giving you some advice or some discussion point about how to solve your performance management system. Okay, so with that, let me start off with the presentation. So I will jump in and out. I will jump in and out of this presentation because later we'll be going to the Mentimeters. And also I would like you to watch a short video which will explain some key concepts which will be important for you. Okay, so today's topic is 5 benefits of performance management. Really for us, when we talk about performance management, at the end of the day is really to drive business. Yeah. So but how do we do that? I mean, what are the things that is stopping you from doing that? So today we'll talk about it. So we'll talk about what is performance management. After that, we'll do a short and simple survey using Mentimeter. Once we contextualize some of the pain points that you have, we will then start to introduce what is performance management system. PMS stands for Performance Management System. After that, we will explain why is it important to your business. We will talk about how to implement it. at your workplace. It can be big scale projects, or it can be small projects that you can implement to help you to drive business performance. Then we'll talk about some of the benefits of a performance management system. After that, we talk about a case study that we have done back in 2019 with a company, with one of our clients. That is a very specific pain point that they have, and we managed to help them to solve the problems using performance management system methodology to solve it. And then finally, a little bit about us and Q&A session. Okay, so with that, let me move on to today's topic. So what are some of the performance issues that are being faced by SME? So in today's context, knowledge-based economy, digitization, especially some of you, as I understand from Wan Ning, are doing digitization business. So what are some of the issues that you face? I mean, if you go to literature, you can see that some of the issues are, lack of productivity, lack of management capability, lack of knowledge. So in today's knowledge-based economy, intellectual capital is more important than ever. Yeah, it used to be if you have hard assets, those assets are very important to you now. But because of the knowledge-based economy, Industrial Revolution 4.0, intellectual capital becomes much more important today, and human capital is one of them. So therefore, today we really want to examine what are some of the human capital issues that you're facing and how we can help you to address it. Okay. So as I mentioned earlier, if some of you have already logged in, so please log in to Mentimeter. If you have not, please, you can scan this QR code here. Then they will bring you there, and then enter this user code. It's 44049253. Okay, so with that, I'll jump out and then I'll go to the other Mentimeter. Just a moment. Yep. Okay, so can you see my screen? Can I check with you guys whether you can see my screen now?
Yes, we can, Andy.
Okay, okay. So you can, as you can see here, so some of the issues that you guys are facing are communication. Can I have some understanding? What do you mean by communication for the person who put this in? You may either unmute and speak, or you can type on the chat box. What do you mean by that? What do you mean by communications that you're facing? Is it the inability to communicate with the employees? So I can also see too hard to achieve. Yeah. So for the person who put in too hard to achieve, later I have a solution for you. Then there is some who talk about measurements, documentation, client retention. Okay, that's interesting because today we are talking more about employees retention. Would you like to elaborate what you mean by client retention? Is it retaining your customers using performance management? Is that what you're thinking about? Okay, and then not sure on the benchmark. Okay, so we will just okay. Okay. Regarding clients retention, one of the participants shared that employees' performance is for the business it's directly proportionate to clients' retention. So good. Hold that thought there, because later, further back into the slides later, we will be talking about how to align your business needs to the performance gaps, and then how to then align that into a performance management system. Okay. So thank you for your answer. So is there anything else regarding to what are some of the performance issues that you're facing today? Looks like they are quite diverse. Yeah, we have people with communication issues. We have people with hard to achieve. We have people with measurement, hard to measure, which is quite similar to hard to achieve, I would say. Yeah. Documentation, I will also say it's quite similar to it. Later, we will be talking about how to do that. And then evaluation, I would say, will also be similar to measurement and hard to achieve. Yeah. Okay, and then regarding the client's retention, I will take it as a business needs. Yeah. Okay. So with that in mind, let me stop this Menti poll to understand and try to contextualize what you're facing, and then let's go to the presentation proper. Okay. Okay. So before I go further, I would want you to watch this short video by Learning Beat, and then just really have some overall idea about what is performance management system. So just want you to capture the key points about the alignment between business needs and performance management systems. Okay, so let us watch that. Can you hear it?
Andy, I don't think you are hearing anything.
What about now? Can you hear now?
We can. Yeah, no, we can.
Okay, seems like we can't hear that. So don't worry, I have a standby already. So we'll just go straight to the YouTube page. Then you can watch that. Okay. Yeah. How about now? Can you see it now? Please respond on the chat. Yeah, if you cannot.
Yeah, we still can't, Andy.
Still can't, is it?
Yeah, still not hearing anything.
That is very strange. How about now?
We still can't. Maybe it's your speaker settings.
Just a moment. Just a moment. Sorry for that. Okay, I've changed it, and then let's see whether you can hear it now. If not, then I think I will share the link with you guys so that you can watch it, and we'll go on. How about now?
It's very slow.
Is it better now? How about now, Wani?
We cannot, yeah, still can't edit.
Still can't, okay. I'm sorry about that, guys. So I think what I will do is I will share the YouTube link here later. So I'll just go on to the slides. Yeah. So apologize for that. Yeah. Okay. Yep. So in the video, what basically the video is all about is trying to explain to you what is performance management. So here, since we can't watch that, so what I would just do is to just explain what performance management is all about. So what I wanted to say really is to many of us, performance management, it's very much about simply performance appraiser at the end of the year. But in reality, performance management is more than that. It encompasses activities and processes, and there is a lot of communication between the management or the line managers to the employees, so that the important point here is so that the employees can improve in the performance that is relevant to the organization's objective. Yeah, what we do see in our day-to-day work as well as in our consultancy practice is that we can see that a lot of companies did not focus on aligning the organization's business needs to what the employees need to do. That part is missing. So therefore, you can see that from the comments just now, you can hear the comments like hard to achieve, hard to measure, hard to document, and hard to evaluate. So this is the reason why, because there is no alignment between what the organization needs is as to what the employees need to do. So as a result of that, there is misalignment between what the company wants to see and what the employee is doing. Okay. So what else can you do in terms of performance management are some of the things that we have highlighted here. We will suggest to you later how to develop using the SMART method KPIs. We will then teach you how to, not in this session, but we will explain how you can do a need analysis, a business need analysis, and then try to figure out what are the performance gap that is going on at this moment, and then try to align this objective to the employees, what the employees need to do, and come up with intervention strategies. Okay, so your intervention strategy could be policy change, or it could be certain action that you need to do, or it could be going to training, training your staff so that they meet the requirement of the job. So this is what it means by performance management. Okay, any question? Any question at this point? So if not, I will go on to the next slides. Yeah. Okay, so now that we have some idea what is performance management system, okay, what we want to explain now is why is it important to companies? Why is it important to SME, where most of the time there is a lack of implementation of performance management system. Okay, one of the most important thing that at the end of the day that what we want to achieve is to improve performance in the employees as well as the company's business performance. This is one of the objectives that we always want to do, improve performance. So if there is no performance management structure or the system to allow that, then that is not able to happen. So ask yourself, is there an open communication channel between you and the employees? Is there a clear communication of what is expected of them. How are they going to achieve it? And are the goals, the job responsibility and the expectation, are they reasonable? Are they achievable? If some of you may have heard of this abbreviation called SMART method. So in SMART method, what we do is we look at the goals and we specify them. S stands for specific. The goal must be specific. A stands for achievable. Yeah. Sorry. SMART. M stands for measurable. A stands for achievable. R stands for reasonable, and there is a timeline. So earlier, as we go through the Mentimeter, there are some comments that says that it's hard to achieve and hard to measure. Then it boils down to, is there a clear alignment between what your staff need to do? So clarifying the responsibility and expectation is very important. As well as once you've done that, have an open communication channel, clarify the responsibility, then there will be a process of building trust. Just a moment, please. Yeah. Just a moment, please. Okay, I'm so sorry about it. Some emergency. So let me continue. So what I mentioned earlier is once we are able to have an open communication channel between the management and the employees, we clarify the responsibility and expectation. There will be ability to build trust between the management as well as the employee. And once we are able to implement that properly, you will have improve in performance. Yeah, that is at the end of the day what we really want to achieve. There will also be a process of recognition and achievement being done by the employees. This will result in motivation. And as a SME business owner, I would say that most of the time we are driving the employees very hard. So it will also help us to manage the fatigue of the employees, so that at the end of the day, you want to ensure that the employees are able to reach your business objective, but at the same time, they feel engaged and motivated. At the same time, not feeling too much fatigue so that they can continue. Okay, any question at this point? So if no, I'll go on to the next slide. Yeah. So yes, this is one of the important charts for today. So the question right now is, how do you do that? You know, having an idea about what is performance management system, and why is it important? So the next question obviously is, how do we do it? Okay, we will share here a simple framework as to how we can conduct performance management. So first, we set goals. Yeah. Later in the slides, I will expand a little bit more about how do you set goals. So we set goals. It is important that you use SMART to set goals, because most of the time, the goals that are being set may not be specific, and it may not be achievable. So if your goals that you set are not achievable and without any timeline, then you will get into the problem of conflict. Yeah, conflict in terms of the employee feeling not motivated to do, because the goals are simply appear to be unachievable. Yeah. So do ensure that you put in timeline, because if there's no timeline, it is usually difficult for you to measure. As some of you mentioned earlier, measurement and evaluation, it's a problem. Yeah. So next, performing the activities. So once you have set the goals, obviously the next stage is go about doing it. Yeah. So under performing and monitoring the performance, what I would suggest is use tools, productivity tools that you can find in the market. I would suggest having a look at Asana or Trello. We personally, in our organization, we use Trello because it helps us to really break down the activities into the task, doing and completed tasks. So there's a good journey in there, and you can monitor the progress as well. So monitoring that is important, yeah, because once you've set the goals, if you do not monitor them, then usually it will just fall along the way, and then things will not be done. And here is about reviewing the performance. So do review the work and provide feedback, good or bad. Whether it's good or bad, do provide feedback, because in performance management, there will be time whereby employees are unable to achieve those goals. So it is also important and relevant that we provide negative feedback so that the employees understand that that's the area that they need to improve. What we do is we follow, if any one of you have heard of Marcus Buckingham, he is one of the lead consultant in ADP. He has a model which talks about how to create an effective performance management system. Over there, he suggested a weekly conversation with employees. So a lot of you may think that weekly, that is a lot of work to do it on a weekly basis. So well, actually, if you really sit down and think about it, once you have achieved the goals, you have set up the goals, you can break it down into smaller pieces. And once you have done that, I have a question. Okay, the question is any free software we can use other than Trello and Asana? I will respond to that later. Okay, but before that, let me go through this. So if you really look at that, then there's really not a lot of time. What we have done is we have break it down into tasks into smaller pieces, and we review them on a weekly basis, usually within less than 30 minutes, 15 to 30 minutes, because we need to review the progress. If there's any prioritization or reprioritization that needs to take place, we will do that. And then if there is any issues, we will have coaching and mentoring going on. So if you realize that if you do that on a regular basis, the level of engagement between the manager and the staff is going to be very high, and then you will see better results. Okay. So, and finally, once you have done this process, you can create this feedback loop whereby you can continue to monitor and see where are the areas that need further improvements. Okay, so let me now go back to the questions. So the question is, besides Asana and Trello, what other free software is available? So actually, Asana and Trello, it's not free. There are free there are certain modules available that you can use it for free. But if you want to create more, if you want to have more features and want to create a analytics involved in it, then that is not free. But these two are the tools that I've used before. The other tools that I will suggest is Slack. If you have heard of Slack, it is a productivity tools that you can use as well, whereby you can use it to speak to your staff. You can create different chat. So Slack is another one. There's another one that I use as well, but I use it more for managing small projects. That is Monday.com. So here we have a couple. We have Monday.com. we have Slack, we have Trello, and we have Asana. Okay, did I manage to answer your question? Yeah, so thank you, Camilla. Yeah, so let me continue. So now, once you have managed to accomplish this performance management system well, then what you should see are really the 5 benefits that we will want to talk about in the following slides. The first one would be if you are able to identify your business needs and the performance gap well, then you will be able to highlight training needs. Yeah, I think what I really want to say here is in today's context, training is important because training enables the staff to do their work well. Very often in the SME context, many business owners disregard training because they find that training could be a waste of time or training could lose productivity. But what I would share with you from my own experience is training is something important because if the training is not frequent and it's not done, very often the employees will be trying to do things the way he or she knows. And that at the end of the day may not result in the outcome or the result that you want. Okay. The next thing, as I mentioned earlier, if there is clear communication between the job responsibility and expectation, and if an employee is able to do it well, there is alignment. And when there is alignment, employees are happy, employee feel engaged, and employee feels motivated. So in the talk next week, we will be talking about how can you engage your employees, and in the next session we'll talk about another concept called the Hertzberg theory. But here from data, you can see that employees who are happy and engaged because they know that they are being recognized for their work, they tend to be more happy and they tend to work harder. Okay. And one last point regarding the boosting of morale here is that in today's context, a lot of Generation Z is coming to the workforce. Yeah, the way the profile and the things that Generation Z wants is very different from what, for example, I'm from the X generation. It's very different from what we want and what we need. So it is also important that you recognize that. And one thing to share here is that Generation Z employees, paycheck is not the most important thing for them. The achievement that they have done and the recognition and the reward that you give it to them, it's important as well. So do bear that in mind. Okay. So number 3 and number 4, let's go to number 4 first. Greater employees autonomy. As I mentioned, more and more Generation Z and employees will be going to the workforce. So to them, autonomy is important. Yeah. So imagine if there is no clear alignment and communication between what is expected, this will not be able to happen. And if this is not happening, then you have low level of engagement, therefore performance may not be forthcoming. So do take that in mind. Therefore, the first stage about setting goals is very important. And then number 3, number 3 and number 5 is pertaining to staff retention. Yeah, so we have we do not have staff retention here, but coming to employees retention here. So managing talents it's important because people likes to be recognized for their work and likes to be rewarded for their work. So promotion, it's important in recognize your talent. So if you have the performance management system set up, then it is much easier for you to identify the right employees for promotion, because all things being equal, there will be people who will perform better than others. And this process of performance management system allow you to do that. Okay. Lastly, employees retention. Yeah. Employees retention is costly because if your employees leave, then you will need to rehire and you will need to retrain, and there will be some downtime. So focusing on employees retention is important. Therefore, if you have a system of performance management and you have regular feedback to them, it will help you to reduce turnover. And if you have a reduction in turnover, you will have better employees retention. Okay. So up to here, is there any question? Up to here, is there any question? So if not, what I will do here is I will share with you a specific case study that we have actually done. And then we will talk about what the methodology that we have used and what we actually do. Okay. So this client is a multinational client in the logistics sector. So what they wanted to do is there's a very specific problem statement. It is to reduce OT. So to reduce OT, it sounds like something very easy to do, but what we have done for them is we analyze it. We conduct a business needs as well as a training need analysis for them. So we try to find out why is there so much OT in the first place? Because if you do not find out the actual root cause, then you will not be able to solve it. So we conducted this detailed training need analysis, and we realized a couple of things. The first thing is the staff are not properly trained in certain critical tasks. So as a result of that, they are not able to perform their tasks well. Because of that, they will need to spend more time at the workplace. That increases the OT. Secondly, there is no clear alignment from the management to the employees in terms of managing OT. Therefore, a lot of staff tends to abuse it, and that results in higher OT. So what we have, once we discover that during the analysis phase, we then design two strategies to reduce that. The first strategy is we have a mobile app whereby we track the OT and we give them point systems. We give them points and create a leaderboard so that drives the objective of reducing OT. And this competition is a monthly competition, and it helps to drive behavior change. So at the end of the day, we managed to reduce OT for the clients by rewarding the staff who has the lowest amount of OT. Okay. Secondly, training. By providing the right training for them, the employees are able to complete those critical tasks that I mentioned earlier, and that also allowed them to complete their tasks earlier, and we reward them as well when they are able to complete those tasks. So as a result, the final outcome is we deploy a learning management system for the customer, whereby the employees can use those material for both synchronous and asynchronous training. The mobile app that tracks their OT is able to actually automatically appraise the employees on a very regular time frame. In fact, we have a monthly competition whereby the top 3 winners in that monthly competition will get rewards. So lastly, clear communication between the employees and the management, because you may want to reduce OT, but if that is not communicated clearly, then employees will not change their behavior for that. So what the outcome is, we implemented the program for 2 years. We managed to reduce the OT by more than 50%. Not only that, we also are able to improve the employee engagement, which some of you mentioned earlier, employee engagement, because there is clear communication between the management and the employees. So as a result of that, we submitted this solution for HR Online Award, and then we won the Vendor of the Year Award in 2019 and 2020. Okay. So just a bit about. Okay, I have a question here. So the question in the chat is, in a way, it is a gamified process of the performance management process. Yes, the answer is yes. We actually gamify the task by breaking the task into small little tasks that we can track. And once we are able to track them, we award points. We employ what we call a point system. We track them based on the frequency of them doing it. And as a result, we add on the leaderboards whereby everyone can see how and who is performing well. So by doing that, we are actually able to drive performance. And as a result of that, we are able to achieve our reduction of OT. So I hope I am able to answer your question from this particular participant. Okay. Did I manage to answer your question? Okay, good. Thank you. So yeah. So yes, we are coming to the end of it already. Yeah. So what I really hope to achieve is we thank you for staying for so long. But what we really hope you can do is start small projects. Yeah. Learn how to do it. Study how to set the goals, how to use smart method and align it to performance, and try to find out the business need and the performance gap, and then start doing it and experience the business outcome that you want. Yeah. Of course, if you do need help or assistance, you can feel free to contact us. Yeah. But before I go, let me leave you with this particular chart that I find that is very important. This chart is something that we have developed internally. We use this framework called BPLL, Business Performance Gap Learning and Learners Framework, and we combine it with Kirkpatrick's 4-level of evaluation. So what we have done is one of the things that we see very often that's not happening is really the business needs analysis here and the finding out what is the performance gap and aligning these two together. So here, this part is very important. So for example, for the case study that we have talked about earlier, so the business need is very simple, reduce OT, because OT is a cost, right? So first we need to understand what are the causes of the OT. Okay, so once you have understood that cause, so in our case, it is lack of training as well as a lack of communication. So one is a performance gap issue. So because it's a performance gap issue due to learning, we create a learning solution. But the other one, it's not a learning requirement. The other one, it's the performance gap is due to the lack of communication. So what can we do? So we created a mobile app for the customer so that the mobile app can act as a communication tool between the management and the employees, as well as within the employees, so that we can align the business needs to what they need to do. So in that particular case, business needs is to reduce costs. And how can they help the management to reduce costs is by taking less OT. How can they take less OT? By being more effective in their work and doing those work on time. So that leads to achieving the performance goal. And in each steps, if you use a Kirkpatrick, there's 4 levels of evaluation. In each steps, we are able to evaluate we are able to measure the KPIs, whether you call it the KPIs or the specific things that we are trying to target. In each level, we are able to measure those specific points that we want to see, and then that will result in driving the change in behavior in the employees, and that helps in the business outcome. Okay, so I leave this particular chart with you. I hope you find it useful. And then following, it's a little bit about us. What do? We have participated in Vendor of the Year award since 2019. And then we have been winning awards in various categories. So we would like to believe that we will be able to help you if you have any questions or problems that we can help you to solve. Okay, a little bit about myself. I'm a certified management consultant with TUSUD, and also I'm a certified trainer as well as a content developer by I'm a TTT trained as well as by IAL Institute of Adult Learning. Okay, so that's it, the end of the presentation. I would like to break now for any questions. Yeah, so we will use the chat element to help us. Okay. Okay. So Wan Ning, I've completed. Thank you. Oh, I do apologize for the video not being able to play. I'm so sorry about it.
All right. Thanks, Andy. Oh, may say thank you. We are shy people. Don't be shy, everyone. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. We have like 5-7 minutes more to go. Like if you have any questions regarding your employees or your organization's performance management that you want to ask Andy. So we still have 7 minutes to go. This is like your chance to ask Andy, or if not, you can actually reach out to him or on their website, alchemyconsultancy.asia, right? No copy.
Yeah. One of the things I really want to emphasize is the alignment between business needs and performance gap. It's something really important. Yeah, a lot of people are not doing that part well, and therefore, what you will see is that, okay, as a business owner, this is what I want to see. Okay, but the alignment with the employee is not there. So when you then do the annual appraisal, you say that, oh, you're not performing up to this. But actually, there's misalignment at these 3 important points. So do take that into consideration. There are systems and ways that we can use to help us to map that out. Yeah. So yeah, but it's really important that you achieve that. Otherwise, when you're doing the annual appraisal, then it may not be so successful. Yeah. So if you notice, some large tech companies like Google has already do away with their annual appraisal because they find that that is not necessary in their case, because if they're able to track and monitor and review them on a regular basis, then why do they need to do the annual appraisal at the end of the year? It's too late already. If you are not performing from January to December, then when I review you in December and tell you you are not performing, then that is too late already. So yeah, so with that, I thank you for staying with me for so long and appreciate your questions that you have. Yeah.
All right, cool. So if we don't have any questions from the floor, so I guess we can wrap up today's session. So thank you, Andy, once again for sharing with us on performance management. I hope everyone here has learned something from Andy, right? So since this is the second HR series, so we will be having our final HR series same time next Tuesday on the 23rd of November at 11 a.m. So the topic that we'll be learning from Andy in our the final HR series will be understanding the importance of boosting employee engagement for a happy and productive workforce. All right, so do have a lookout on our, on our social media, all right, on work social media page for our upcoming events. And also we'll be sending the recording link to those that who might not be able to make it today. We'll be sending it out again to everyone through email after this.
Wan Ning, may I just share a little bit about the next presentation? Yeah. So the next presentation, as I mentioned earlier, is about how to engage employees. Yeah. So in that session, we'll talk about Hertzberg two-factor theory. So I won't tell you now, otherwise you won't attend the session. So, but it is something very interesting, how to use Hertzberg to engage your employees. Thank you.
All right. Thank you so much, everyone. And thanks, Andy, once again. All right. So I hope to see you guys in the final session next Tuesday, same time, 11 a.m. All right. Thank you so much, everyone. Have a great Tuesday and have a great week ahead. Stay safe. Bye. Thanks, Andy.
Bye.